Yeah, I think so.
Well, I gotta put it over here and I'm gonna blow the dust off at you. Oh, actually, that's probably not a good idea.
Probably not.
I'm gonna blow
Let's not do that.
I'm gonna blow it that way. Let's make some stuff. Hey guys, this month's Elephant in the Room project, we're gonna build a bar table out of this badass scale. Check it out. I heard the camera adds 10 pounds. A bit grimy. She's a little on the grimy end. That's what makes it so much better. I do not have any backstory on this scale at all, but I do know that it is awesome and it was made a long time ago just because of the attention to detail that was put into some of the design work on this piece. So this has been something that's been sitting in the shop for probably 2 or 3 years now. My client said that she wanted a very unique bar table and I said, why don't we use this? I can't believe she believed me that we were gonna make it look good, but she believed me and we're gonna make it really sick now. So what she did is she picked out one of our stock tops that we have here, just that we made up with some of our scraps from another project. I have no idea how we're gonna mount it yet. That's part of the fun. That's part of the Elephant in the Room project. There's no rule book on this. Let's make something sweet. Okay, so now we have to plan out to cut the circle out of this piece. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna mark out our circle now for this tabletop. See this little slot right here? What we're gonna do is we're going to use a screw in the center of our tabletop. It's gonna hook on there and then we're gonna be able to mark out exactly where we need the tabletop to go. So this is obviously a rough circle. But I need to make sure that all the goodies that are in this tabletop are gonna stay in this tabletop. So we gotta make sure that we center the tabletop the best way we can, I guess. Like I said, just rough circle. Nothing too crazy. It's right there. We got all the goodies, we got all the crazy imperfections, which is the stuff that I love to work with. I do not like to make perfect pieces, I like to make perfect, imperfect pieces. So now we're gonna put together our router jig, super simple jig, and we're gonna cut some circles. All right, so that's our circle. Right out of the other piece there. So what we're doing right here is we're scribing to put the walnut pieces into the tabletop here to make one of our X inlays, something along the lines of this. Just to kind of hide this little bit of the imperfections, a little bit too brittle, and if it's gonna break, we usually break it before it goes to the client's house, so to avoid any problems down the road. So what we just did there is we scribed it with a razor blade. Go to our Instagram channel, Difazio Reclaim Artistry, if you want to see more about doing inlays like this. We have a whole video on the IGTV up there. So in the middle of doing this badass X inlay, I broke the table. I hit the chisel a little too hard, took a huge chunk of the table out. But what this actually does, when stuff like this happens in the shop, we embrace this and we kind of work with it in a sense of this is gonna make the tabletop way better, way more unique. So now that this is broken, we don't need that anymore, but we're gonna put another X inlay here, call it a day. She shows a solid top and it's just that much more unique. You can never recreate something like this. All right guys, we're gonna put the second X right here. Well, bam! Just like that, X inlays are done, ready to stand up the rest of the tabletop and put this thing together. I'm pretty pumped. Alright guys, the top stained up last night. I like the color on this, dark walnut. Kind of looks like a Pac-Man. Kind of looks like the moon. Kind of looks like Uranus. Anyways, we gotta drill the hole in this piece here. And we're gonna have the pipe from the scale coming through it. Okay, measuring an off-center hole on a circle is actually kind of hard. There's no real reference point. So what we did is we used one of the glue seams to try and get the middle of that, using parts like this straight edge here, and then a lot of it's eyeball work, and then kind of tweaking it from there. Sometimes even if the measurements work, it doesn't look right. So we had to make sure that it was gonna look right. So now that we did that, we gotta drill our hole here, that the pipe is gonna fit right through, so we can mount it right to the tabletop. It worked. Okay, now that that works, we gotta figure out how to clamp this bad boy.
2 days later.
All right, I spent almost 2 days looking for parts to fix this thing because it didn't make any sense. About plumbing parts, didn't even need plumbing parts. But a toilet flange, never did that before. Didn't work. So now we're back to square one. We're using metal and wood like we were from day one. We should have done from day one. I put the last bracket on, you guys get to watch that one. And then we put this thing actually back together before we fasten it. It's actually not very far off from being completely finished. This was the hardest part of the project, was finding a way to mount this table to the pipe. Hammer time, bachacho!
What?
Nothing. All right, next parts. Checkmate.
Well, I don't want to be hollow.
That should work. Day 3 on this project. It has been a huge headache, like everything else that is this weird that we do. It is a huge headache. We finally got it mounted. Tabletop is on. We just drilled our hole to mount our the height adjustment stick, and we're almost done. I can't wait to be done. You get that? Right in my damn eye. Yes! Now that the table's done, we're gonna put a clear coat all over top of all this to kind of seal in the patina a little bit. It also helps it from staying dirty. Right now it's really dirty. Once you put a clear coat on, it gives it a new surface and everything's nice and cleanable, I guess. It just makes everything a lot different. You'll literally see it changing. Time to finish the tabletop. This material is a little bit of a pain in the ass because there's tons of little divots and rivets inside it. Oh man, I have a bee boo boo ba. Hey guys, so here is the second elephant in the room project. The first one's not done yet, but it will be done soon. This is our scale bar table. Huge amount of speed bumps on this thing. I thought it was gonna take us 1 day to build it. It ended up taking us 3. I spent so much time at the hardware store trying to figure out how to make it work, but we actually got it done with stuff that we had here at the shop. Tons of character. This is kind of one of those conversation pieces that's gonna be in your house. Something to kind of show off a little bit of art that you can use, right? So we wanna do more projects just like this. I want to see the weird stuff that you have at your place, or we have a lot of weird stuff that we can work with here. I want to hear your ideas. We got stuff like elevator gears, we got old bathtub couches, we got old radiators, we got a whole bunch of stuff we can build with. I want to know what you want us to build, and we can build it for you on our next Elephant in the Room project. Besides, you can't get me up on camera. Alright, this is probably not the tool for this. Watch me do it. Watch me do it. Watch me do it. we're gonna build a bar table out of this badass old cart. I called it a cart. It isn't a cart.
Not a cart.
What is this thing called?